What it do? What it do? Unmute your mics, man. Let's get it popping.
What's going on,
What's
y'all?
the deal? How y'all making out, man?
Blessed, highly favored, can't complain.
What's the deal, pickle?
Go ahead, man. Give us that beautiful intro you do so well.
I don't know what intro that is, but it's good to be here, man. There's a lot of little young punks on the show. This is gonna be interesting. This is a lot of young, youthful energy. I don't like it. I hate it. I do.
Hey,
Huh?
I was saying, Dolan, you fat. He playing with me in the comments.
I don't know what's wrong with the. Say, bro, y'all ever want to see something creepy? Y'all, yeah. Can you? Y'all want to see something creepy? Y'all ever saw Dolan walking with TC Band?
Oh,
It's the
like this,
cause he's so old and he be taking the pictures and he be chaperoning them, and it just looked funny. Like when he was with his graduating class and he looked like the old uncle. I was like, it's disgusting. It was gross.
Dolan
God,
one of the Medea characters off the play.
nah, real talk. But I love him. I
Why
love
is it
him.
so dark in your house, Rock? What you up to? Put some light on in that freak ass.
Your girlfriend on the
It's
side.
like it's like he's sneaking on the
Hey, what you got going on, freaking man?
He don't want his daddy to know he on the show. Look who he talking to. Look at us.
His daddy told him, "You better not get your ass back on there next week."
This
I
bitch
think they talking
man,
about Fortier.
got no light. All you see is the light from the computer.
All
and
you see is
glasses.
his teeth.
Hold on.
No light. Dolan, I'm not saying nothing about you looking like the weird old head back at home coming from New School.
You know what? I ain't got no. I love Dolan, but he always got something to tell me. Like I love him, but he really do be starting, man.
Somebody
And then
said
I saw
on the toilet.
for real.
Somebody said rock on the toilet. We exposed the man. He didn't even wipe his ass. Got right up.
Nah, man. Say it ain't so, right? Anyway, we're looking forward to today's show. I'm gonna be real with y'all. There's a certain thing that we can't talk about that I would like to talk about, but we're not gonna talk about it. Uh, but we got some other very interesting things to talk about. But if this certain thing comes up, I'm gonna be all about it. Uh, with that being said,
Free
and I'm
hammer.
only saying, huh?
Free hammer.
Oh man. With that with that being said, man,
Talk about it. My band director said talk about it. We pause.
No, we got some. We
My
got
band
some.
director
Listen,
said talk
we
about
got
it.
some important people we want to bring on. Bro.
yeah, no. We gonna
Important.
yeah,
message
definitely.
out there.
Alright.
So
Yeah, shut up,
without further
man.
ado, we're gonna bring on our guests, and I need all y'all to be very respectful and give these people this time to talk, this platform, with y'all ignorant ass. Let these people say what they gotta say.
Yes, we're gonna have Mr. Taylor Whitehead,
Yes.
Warren Shaw, and please pardon me if I mispronounce his name, but I think it's Phaisha Cousins. They're gonna be speaking on behalf. Well, we'll let them get into it, but if y'all know anybody in college or anything, any parents on here with any kids looking to go to college and they're in marching band, you definitely want to tune in right now because these people have some pertinent information for us. So without further ado, we're gonna get them on now.
Good evening, everyone. How y'all doing?
Good evening, Mr. Taylor. How you doing?
How you doing?
Doing good. Well, I'll start by introducing myself, and I'll let the other two introduce themselves. My name is Taylor Whitehead, and I serve as the assistant band director at Virginia State University. I'm a Virginia State University graduate. I'm also a graduate of Norfolk State University, which we just talked about a couple of minutes ago. But I'm glad to be on the show to kind of talk about our event that we have coming up on Tuesday and the schools involved.
Some nice band facts there.
He laid it out.
Yes, God.
Laid them out for.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'll go next. My name is Warren Shaw. I am Assistant Director of Bands at Clark Atlanta University. Been on staff going on 23 years now. I'm a graduate of Alabama State, member Kappa Kappa Psi and Phi Mu Alpha. Like I said, we're just looking forward to promoting our HBCU Band Audition Night, and hopefully we can give some students an avenue to go to college.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Most definitely.
Hello, my name is Faisha Cousins. I'm the Director of Bands at Virginia Union University. I'm a graduate of Norfolk State, undergrad and grad. I am a Lady of Tau Beta Sigma, and I cannot wait until we have the opportunity to share our event. It's great for schools like me, who we've only been back on the yard for 7 years. So it's a lot of exposure that's going to come with this event. So thank you guys for having us.
Thank y'all for coming on and saying what y'all got to say. Because these seniors out here, these children that went through this COVID, this is y'all opportunity. Please do not miss it. Don't say you ain't get it, because this is free information, free. So any of y'all band directors that got seniors, this is y'all time to shine right here.
Would y'all mind telling us a little bit more about the program? I'm sorry about that.
No, that's a good thing. This kind of is a good segue to bring us in to talk about it. So Faisha just touched on the part that so the virtual HBCU Band Night was set up. Obviously, COVID affected all bands differently. We're in Virginia, and we've been virtual ever since COVID hit, and we haven't had the opportunity to perform or practice or really anything. So since the pandemic started, we've been seeing, all of the bands in the South, or at least the majority of the bands in the South, have had the opportunity to get together, practice, and continue. So for us, we need to do something different. And the schools that you see listed, and I believe there are 27 on it. And I want to take a second really to shout them out all. Albany State, Allen University, Bowie State University, Central State University, Clark Atlanta University, Delaware State University, Edward Waters College, Elizabeth City State University, Fayetteville State University, Fisk University, Florida Memorial University, Jarvis Christian College, Lemoyne-Owen College, Lincoln University, Missouri, Lincoln University, Pennsylvania, Livingstone College, Morehouse College, North Carolina Central University, Stillman College of Kentucky, Simmons College of Kentucky, Shaw University, St. Augustine's University, Stillman College, Texas College, Tuskegee University, Virginia State University, Virginia Union University, and Winston-Salem State University. So the question was asked really like, how did these bands get on, but the other ones didn't? The one common thing that you see with most of these bands are that they all have 100 musicians and percussion or less. Some of these band programs have been over that number in the past, but in the last couple of years, they've been smaller band programs. So what we wanted to do was highlight smaller band programs and give them the opportunity to recruit and reach students that we never really possibly would have not been able to if the pandemic wasn't here. So we do have some students, I believe, that already maybe registered from the Louisiana, New Orleans area, and we hope that we get more of them. I know that there are awesome programs down there, and I know, like I said, this is a SWAC-oriented school, but we give love everywhere. And, there's opportunities for students up north, and not just up north, because some of these schools are out west and down south as well. But we want, some of the smaller schools that are not as popular to get a little bit of love and shine too. And all these schools have, scholarship opportunities for students as well. So I think it's just a great opportunity for students that might want to be exposed to some other programs. So this event is going to be twofold. On Tuesday, we will do auditions, and then we will come back on Thursday, and each of the directors will talk about their programs, the various ensembles they have, the academic programs, and things of that nature. So that's basically in a spiel. It all came from, the concept came from with a conversation with myself and Warren Shaw after a Facebook post that Miss Faisha Cousins made. So I'm going to let Faisha kind of talk about the Facebook post and how this all came about.
So Taylor, you did a great job explaining everything. So this came about. We're out here grinding. We're recruiting. We're trying to get students in our programs. And again, like Taylor said, not so popular programs. It was an area band director. I reach out to this person every year for the last 7 years. And they said, I don't have any seniors. Last year, they said, I'll have 14 seniors next year. I don't have any seniors this year. This year, they said, I don't have any seniors. And I ended up getting an audition video from a senior. And we have a lot of incentives going on. And, I just felt, I made a post and I said, if you don't want me in your school, just say you don't want me in your school. But it's not hurting me, it's hurting your kids, And so, of course, I didn't think it was going to get that big, but it got really big, really fast. So I think there were other people who were feeling what I felt, because I did call some of my colleagues and say, well, what do you do with this? And they said, you go to places that want to have you. And so it became a really big, bigger than I thought it would become post.
And one thing to kind of follow up on that is that, as HBCU bands, we believe in really, protecting the culture. And, I'm glad the guys, y'all have shows like this that are all about the culture of high-stepping, high school bands and HBCU bands. Well, we're all about the culture, and we want to, everyone on this panel, we all HBCU grads. Face put the Tau Beta Sigma shout out there. I'm Kappa Kappa Psi, Tau Beta Sigma, Phi Mu Alpha. And, we're all about this love. And we want to, share it and give this gift to students as well. All of us have different, unique opportunities at our school. One of the things that's happening right now is that students are really, having the option to audition for multiple schools that they never would have seen before. So we want to just take advantage of that and hopefully get some kids out of your territory and bring them up north. I think one of your co-hosts on this program had that opportunity and came up to Norfolk State because someone, gave her an opportunity. So we want to do the same thing for others.
Yes, Robin did.
Yes.
Can I ask y'all a question? Basically, for the kids that are watching, what would they be getting if they're coming to your program? Like, basically, sell your program to them.
All right. Well, I'll run real quick, and then I'll let the other two definitely say something. For us, Virginia State, we're probably one of the larger groups that are on this list, but many people remember Virginia State did 9 consecutive 100 Battle of the Bands, and during that point in time, the program was considerably larger, but the university was larger at that point in time. Back then, we had roughly 6,000 students. Now we're just over 4,000 students. A lot has changed, but we do have great opportunities. We offer various academic programs. We have a Bachelor in Music, a Bachelor of Education, Bachelor in Performance. We have Sound Recording Technology, Jazz Studies. We have a minor in Music. Students that come to our program will have opportunities to play in various ensembles. We travel pretty extensively up and down the East Coast throughout the marching season, as well as the concert season in the springtime. When students come into our program, we're going to take care of them, and they're going to leave out better musicians. And that's what this is about. And that's the other key thing that we want to say, that a lot of people have this concept that, just because bands are smaller, they always slaw, they always suck. But I promise you, we got, some great players in our programs. Both us and Virginia Union, two things that both of our bands are really known for. We have outstanding sousaphone sections. And I put our sousaphones against, any section down in the SWAC or anywhere. And, and that's real. A lot of people know Horsepower and the legendary Horsepower, but trust me, Virginia Union has some war horses over there as well. And we're just a big family. We just want students to have these opportunities. And if you come to our programs, they will grow and they'll walk out and be able to get jobs.
That's what's up. Shit, that's what's up.
That's awesome, man.
I came
so question for you.
I can say something because I ain't go.
Yes, please.
I came on kind of late. I just really want to say that I appreciate y'all for doing this, because me being a high school band director, just give like all the kids an opportunity. And I was just talking to my kids today about how when we was in school, like in high school, like they have YouTube, they can see all of these bands that, now when we was in school, all we saw was Southern. Now y'all have they open to go to any college they want, and they can see the college right there on YouTube. But I really was fussing about them practicing too, also. Because you go on
No,
YouTube, you'll see some stuff.
they got a woodshed. Tell them keep woodshed. But you brought a good point up that we just had a conversation ourselves in a meeting 2 days ago. That when my first year at Virginia State was 1991, and when I was coming out of high school, the only bands that you really saw were bands that you saw live. And then, you know, when BET got popular with the halftime shows in the 80s and the early 90s, you know, I was exposed to the swag bands, primarily Grambling, Southern, and Jackson State. My band director, Harold Houghton Sr., was a Jackson State graduate and a former band director at Jackson State. So he really exposed us to the programs, but we still didn't see them unless we saw them live. Not until years later did the fifth quarter come about, and we started, you know, that's how I met Warren Shaw, and we've been friends ever since from the fifth quarter, that we really started getting exposure to these programs. But these students right now, they can get on Instagram, they can get on Snapchat, they can get on YouTube, Twitter, everything, and they can see all of these bands, which that just didn't exist when I came about. And they can get opportunities to, you know, go to these bands.
Yeah, Mr. Harden is a legend. That's the guy that created the Tiger Run-On, if anybody's familiar with the Jackson State field shows. That's the way that we enter the field, that's his creation. So,
Oh wow.
yeah.
So I have a question for y'all. What a lot of our students are from impoverished or less affluent backgrounds. So one thing that's really important to us is frankly scholarships. What is a typical scholarship award? And if I came, if I'm a student and basically my parents are sending me to school and I have no resources, what's available to me at you guys' school specifically? I know the other band directors from that were on the list aren't here, but if I wanted to come to one of you, or I have college age kids myself, if I were sending them there, what would be available to them?
You know, it's really subjective. I could put a number on the paper, but the way it works, and everybody has a different situation, but the way it works at Virginia Union, I have a bucket of money. I have a pot of money. If the student needs more help over what I've given them, the financial aid office knows that we're trying to grow these kids and get them in school. They'll go and pick and find money in places. So I don't ever have to turn any kids away that come. So, you know, once you get there, once you commit, you're there. You know, you're there. And so they have them doing work programs. Of course, they get the band scholarship, and it's a really good experience. So definitely, if you're from a lower income, we are a private institution, so our tuition stays the same whether you're in or out of state. But if you're from a lower income, there are things at Virginia Union that can catapult you into getting your degree in without being in a whole bunch of debt. Warren, you're kind of quiet. You want to talk?
Yeah, I can definitely talk about our scholarship program. It's definitely the same. And one of the things that we do at Clark Atlanta, we definitely try to make sure that we can stack our money as far as our different ensembles. You can get a band scholarship if you have abilities with the choir. You can get a choir scholarship. We want to be able to make sure that we can find the methods best possible, that we can make sure that you come out as close to debt free as possible. Of course, we have our grants, Pell grants, we have our academic scholarships, and then we do have work study programs as well. So we try to do what we can as best as possible. It's, for us, it's a matter of communication, just making sure that you let us know what your situation is, and then we're able to do what we can. We have a good relationship with our admissions office as well, to where we can talk to say, okay, this student has this background, and we can, because we meet weekly with our admissions office to make sure that we can say, okay, this student is a great player, but they may not have the financial contributions from the family that's necessary. So we want to give it, so we want to do the best that we can to make sure that every student, we won't turn any students away either. Although we are a private institution, we want to make sure that we can do the best that we can to make sure that our students succeed, because at the end of the day, we want them to graduate. That's what we're here for.
Right. That's right.
As a parent, that means a lot. As a parent, that means a lot to me.
I have a question on
Wait, I'm sorry. Can we let Brother Taylor speak on that too? I'm sorry. That question.
One thing, I definitely want to speak on it, but I also want to give both of them an opportunity to sell the program as well. But one thing, and I saw a chat, something just came through in the chat. A gentleman asked, he has a daughter that's a junior. She wants to join the band. Would she, be able to qualify for a scholarship? Well, first of all, she has a whole year, but I would say work, as much as possible in that year time. And absolutely, I've seen some students that have started their senior year and they just worked extremely hard and they've received scholarships. For us, we kind of vary in the same situations. We've raised a lot of money. We have a very supportive band booster organization, and we've raised a lot of money to increase our scholarships because we want to be more competitive. What we try to do is we work diligently with financial aid as well. But we try to find, as much money through other academic sources. So depending at our university, depending on what you major in, there's additional funds. If students want to major in STEM programs, they have money. We have an agriculture program. If they want to major in agriculture, they can get additional money. If they want to if they want to participate in R2C, they can get money. All of this is stackable on top of band scholarship, on top of financial aid. We also always encourage students to look at all the local scholarships in your area. I can't tell you how many times the scholarships don't get applied for an area because there are no, applicants. The Kappas, the AKAs, the Qs, the Deltas, everybody's got all these scholarships and they try to find students to get them because students just are lazy and don't want to write an essay. Our scholarships are pretty much based upon your playing ability and our need for it. So let's say, for instance, if you're a great, tuba player, we're going to offer you a little bit more money than if you're a great cymbal player. But the scholarships really range on your need. What you have to, apply for financial aid for us to determine it. And once we see what your need is, we try to meet that so that, college is as affordable as possible.
That's awesome. I'm sorry, brother Mike. What were you asking?
What's the general baseline for y'all program auditions? Are we talking 12 major scales and 2 pieces of contrasting styles, or the minor scales and requirements? Can y'all talk a little bit about that?
Okay, that's a great question. And we're going to talk about how it relates to that band night. So on Tuesday, for the band night, well, most of us do have different, everybody pretty much would love to hear the 12, major scales and arpeggios, chromatic scale, 2 contrasting pieces for percussion, different rudiments, flam, grids, hybrids, and all those things of that nature. But when we're in these settings like this, where we're auditioning multiple students at one point in time, we can't do a lot of that. So what we'll do is we'll do maybe 4 to 6 scales for students of arpeggios. Listen to them play a chromatic scale, then listen to only one solo piece. So they're going to need to pick, whatever shows their technical ability the most, whether it be something lyrical, or just very technical that shows their range, their tone quality, that lets us identify in a very short period of time their playing ability. If we were doing a standard audition, we would really go extensively through sight reading and things of that nature. But, we all of us agreed on what is going to work best for a situation like that, because we will audition 30 plus students on that night. And, 30 plus students will get multiple scholarship offers on that night. So we're going to have to move with it. But on Tuesday, the students will play, 4 to 6 scales, 1 piece, and then we'll kind of keep it going. And I would say, as a directive, most of the time you can tell very quickly how students can play. You don't really need to spend 10 to 15 minutes in an audition before you find out this person is good or this person doesn't play well.
Yes, sir.
Please don't come to these people with no rap tune for your piece. Please. We don't have please. Just don't do it and embarrass the city like this. Please.
So they can't come play neck?
No
neck.
And be killing it. That's embarrassing.
Nothing that require them. Hey, I have a question for the high school students on here that'll be in college, because we have several of those that follow the show. What is a typical day of band practice like at you guys' programs? I know it'll be way different than what they're accustomed to in high school, and the schedule will be far more rigorous than that. What should they expect when they get there?
It depends on what time of year you're speaking. So if you're talking about band camp days, we do basically 3 days: before breakfast, after breakfast, before lunch, after dinner, and then sectionals. So basically your day belongs to the band when you're in band camp, because what you're trying to do there is just cram as much information, as much music into the student, and technique and everything into the students, get them to develop a sound together before you get cut down to when classes start, and we get cut, down to regular practice times. So it just depends on what time of year is band camp. I'm pretty sure, I know Taylor is all day. I'm not sure about Warren, but we're all day.
Yeah.
Because that's when we're free, right? And then once classes start, it changes significantly. It'll be a one time a day practice, 2 to 3 hours, and possibly sectionals.
Okay, I want the rest of y'all to answer this, but I want to let me piggyback that. So what would you guys advise those kids to start doing to start getting their lips and everything ready for that? Because most high school kids ain't ready for that.
Well,
what would y'all suggest?
Now, I know we're talking to a whole lot of kids from the New Orleans area. These kids are ready. Their chops are ready. I'm not going to even sit here and act like they're not. We recognize, the strength of the musicianship down there. But in turn, one of the things that, Faisha did say, both Faisha and I were high school band directors. And, you just don't get to practice as long as a high school band director as you do as a college band director. But it does put a lot of, strain on the body, on the armature, physically, mentally, and everything. So the big thing that I would tell students is to practice, when you have free time, spend a day just, working on long tones all day, working on lip slurs, playing, aggressively for a while, cool down, pick the instrument back up and do it again. When we at Virginia State, when we start in the summertime, we go from pretty much 6:30 in the morning to 11 o'clock at night. And, that's hard on the body. You got to have mental breaks. You got to, have some physical breaks. But, we're not obviously playing all day long. Some of the things we're doing are just teaching and working on fundamentals. Some of it is drill maneuvers. Some of it is, spirited things. But we're in long days. So when we finish at 11 o'clock at night, sometimes the kids want to have sectionals or do different things. But we encourage them, you got to have that time for the body to recuperate to get ready to do it again tomorrow. When school starts, we pretty much practice 3 hours a day. We have 1 day a week where we knock off practice early, so we require mandatory study sessions for all students. And that's because while we want to recruit you to our institutions, the big thing is we want to retain you at our institutions. We don't want students coming to our programs for 1 year, and then next year they're back home and, they're watching us on YouTube. We want to keep you for at least 4 years and, watch you walk across the stage. One big quote that's kind of going out there now is, all of us want you to march in our programs, but the biggest march that you can ever march is across that graduation stage.
Yeah. Now, as far as our pre-drill session, we're pretty much the same. We start about 7 a.m. and go to about 10 p.m. We usually practice about 2 weeks before school starts because there's nobody on campus at that point but us and the football team. So we want to make sure that we can get most of our things in at that time so we can, by the time we start our class schedule, we practice same about 3 hours from 6 to 9. We try to incorporate sectionals as well. So like I said, we incorporate study halls twice a week. We try to do that between 5 and 6 so we can make sure, like Taylor said, we try to make sure that you graduate at the end of the day. So we want to make sure that you got time enough to get your lesson as well as be able to do what is needed for our rehearsal. And definitely I would say conditioning, as far as, like I said, you can play all day, but like I suggest, if you got a track or you can do some walking, like I said, you got to do what you can to help build your air capacity as far as playing. Because like I said, like with pre-drill, we're going to play all day. So we want to make sure that you are in condition. And like I said, we need to know if you've got like certain ailments. We're going to ask those kinds of questions. We want to make sure that you are in the best physical condition as well as being able to perform as well. Because like I said, we know, like I said, we've seen Mardi Gras. We know how rigorous that can be. But like I said, we want to make sure that that's going to be able to translate to the college level because it's going to be a different ball game altogether.
Got you.
Basically, it's a 50-50. Like, you got to be able to give and take. I get it. Like, you got to be able to have something to give when y'all go up there. So please do not embarrass yourself.
Definitely. And I will say, I know that we're running out on our portion of the program. The flyer was shared. It's we still have a few spots open. We're looking for everything. Different programs need different things. Some programs need trumpets. Some programs need percussion. Some programs need flutes. Piccolos. So please, students, high school students, if you're listening, if you're seniors, register for it. If you're not a senior, if you're a junior, sophomore, freshman, or maybe in middle school, we're going to bring this program back next year, even bigger, and we're going to invite larger bands to it. Next year, when we bring it back, you will see some of those more popular programs along with this. And as the flyer says at the top, all bands matter. Let it be known that, not just the most popular programs out there matter. These programs matter as well. And all of these directors and these students are working, very hard to represent their schools and their program. In every program, a whole note equals 4 counts. It doesn't equal 4 counts in just the good programs. It equals programs and the smaller programs as well. So I just want to say, that I thank Robin for reaching out to me and, giving us this platform to talk about this event. But I want to thank each of you all for, the questions and, being kind to us. I was told that, y'all bring the heat here. So it's all good. But I love this. And, Mike and Badgies and all of y'all, just thank y'all so much for this opportunity.
Brother, his comments some of them are just out of pocket. And
no, I'm cool.
These people here, they be on some other stuff.
Hey, look,
man,
let me say this
listen,
too.
man.
I'm glad that was said, because let me say this one thing. A lot of times that as an HBCU grad, one of the biggest things is that we can sometimes be the biggest critics of our culture.
Yes.
We as band directors joke about internet band directors. Everybody wants to be an internet band director. Well, we were the ones sitting in those, recitals. We were the ones, in those theory classes and all those things like this, preparing for this moment. Not to say that some people that are not band directors can't get in there and do these jobs, but we're the ones that pay the price for it. And it's, if you're not going to go to the doctor and let your uncle work on you because he says he knows what's wrong with you. Well, the same thing with these bands. We're trained professionals and we do know what we're doing. Every program is different. Sometimes it's not just the band director. Sometimes it's the administration. Sometimes it's department chairs. Sometimes it's alumni. All kind of things affect these band programs. But one thing I want to say is, we have to protect our craft if no one else is going to do it. In the white band programs, they don't have this problem because you know what? They support each other for the most part. But we in our programs, we a lot of times criticize groups because, somebody is not marching a certain number of mellophones or somebody didn't, drill off this song or all that kind of stuff. And, for me, I laugh at it because like I say, I know that I can take musicians out of my band program and put it against, students in any other programs. So I'm comfortable with that. And, everybody has some shining stars in their program and everybody has some students that get to, use some work. So I just say respect the craft. As a student and a fan of HBCU bands, I'm gonna always respect the craft, and I'm gonna give all these, schools love. I'm gonna continue to do that until you standing in front of us. When you're in front of us, it's all war. It's all war.
It's crazy.
I like that. We like that competitive spirit.
We like that competitive nature. I always say hide the poo dudes in a 200-piece band. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to hide them slow dudes in that. I want to see
you bands gonna show you that real punch.
Bands because ain't no hiding in that. I see you.
Can't hide. You can't hide.
Holding your weight.
You can't hide. I see Phaedria's band yearly, Virginia Union. We compete against them yearly. Every single person in that band is playing, and we know it. You cannot hide. You can't hide in it. So,
hey, Mr. Whitehead, can I ask you a question though? Yeah. Do y'all be getting them when y'all see them? Like who normally come out on top?
I'm not gonna start the controversy.
No. It's all love, honestly.
Well, listen. When y'all leave off, when y'all leave off, we're gonna find some footage of the battle. That's next up on the show.
Y'all do that. I'll let you judge for yourself. That's all.
Nah, we just messing around. Hey man, anything y'all want to share with us in closing?
I'm good.
Brother Warren, Miss Phaedria.
We just want to thank you for the opportunity. It's such an honor to be here and for you guys to consider putting us on your show and getting the word out. So thank you very much and look forward to more events coming in the future.
We got a battle of the bands coming too. We're going to have a battle of the bands with some of these smaller band programs. And I know that's
when
really bring the
can you plug that on here? Because we could play
Yes, we want to check that out.
Yeah.
It's post like when COVID starts to calm down. We're working out the details for it now.
Well,
Yeah.
look, we
But-
gonna.
Hey, wait. I'm sorry. Before y'all go, are y'all looking at having a regular season next year?
At this moment, right now,
Yeah, we are.
We are.
Yes.
Okay.
And our conference, the CIAA, we didn't play spring football. I know in the SIAC they didn't do it as well,
didn't
but
either.
we do have schedules for the fall, and right now we're looking at it. We don't know the extent of what's going to happen with visiting bands and travel and all that, but we're gonna be out there.
Yeah.
We praying. We ready. We miss bands so much. Oh my God.
Hey, it's not what we think it is down here, y'all. We ain't got band like people think, and it's kind of like it's stressful because we just want to play
We
home.
literally we run off of music, so it's like us not having
Yeah,
music
it's
around
the music
is
city.
not what-
Without music, we ain't got nothing.
I can tell you this,
That's
and this is the
literally
last thing I am going to say. I am going to say this in closing. For some of our students, I found out that, the whole band thing was therapeutic for them. So when we didn't have band, students started to deal with, all kinds of issues that they never thought they had before. Just because depression, anxiety, grief, and everything, because this was their outlet. Coming in that band room and cranking on that horn and all that kind of stuff like that, that was their outlet. So when that outlet was taken from them, I've been involved with band since 1986. So this was my first year ever. Since then, I ever had a break from it. So it was a change for me. You know what I'm saying? So the whole thing is just, we're ready to get back, put some air in the horns, and have some fun. And
That's
hopefully, that when we get to that point, some of these students that will be on this band night will be in our programs. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank y'all for having everything.
Thank you. Thank you.
It is
All right.
it is admirable how nice they be in each other, and they're gonna be trying to rip each other heads off. For
Let's move it over. They're gonna be trying to.
They're gonna be trying to rip each other's faces off.
Y'all are the worst.
Let me say, hey, listen,
Man,
hey, some G
the
stuff.
one
If
in
you
the
listening to what
comments.
them people were saying and you a senior, I hope you was taking heed, because if I would have had the opportunity to join a band like that, because it would have been about money for me. I would have wanted the money, and your playing skill gonna get you
I ain't
the
gonna
money.
lie, brother. I could see you. I could have seen you at Virginia State back in the day.
Yeah, cutting up.
The trombone.
Playing tuba.
Playing tuba. Yeah, I was about to say playing tuba.
Playing tuba.
Tuba, yeah, because they tubas was off.
Hey man, when y'all I know when y'all auditioned, what did y'all play? I mean, what when y'all sat down and y'all auditioned?
I want to hear that because I want to know.
Is this something that y'all can share?
Pieces.
Yeah.
I mean,
I auditioned twice. My first year auditioning, this is when I played the 12 major scales. They asked for some minor scales. The chromatic on trombone is really easy. I played that. I had about 3 marches ready. I think like them basses. That's an easy one. Stars and Stripes. I had about 3, and I had a lyrical piece too. When you audition with a lot of these PWIs, they don't want just one piece. They want 2 different pieces to show contrasting styles. A lot of people play a march, but then their tone sound terrible when it's a lyrical piece. Try to do that, and sight reading. Sight reading. I think when you come down to Jackson State, that's where you're gonna make or break your audition. Sight reading is where the money at.
Yes, that's.
How about yourself, LeRock?
Of course. But yeah, scales, sight reading, and E2s, like 1 or 2 E2s if you want. It really depends on the director, like how you sounding in your audition is how far you can go. But yeah, like Mike said, I mean it ain't as far as our bands go. I mean it's sight reading, because I mean you gonna have your fall pieces. We got arrangements like Simmons and Taylor. They're gonna put some stuff in your face for the fall. And then you got this concert season. That's even more stuff. But I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, when I auditioned for Alcee, they didn't need the 2 pieces. I told them all the pieces I had prepared, and a lot of times they want something that they know so that they can critique it. You feel what I'm saying? So everybody know them bases. So he was like, "Can you play them bases?" And I played that. So a lot of people don't ask for minor scales, and most of the time, anybody can tell you this: you don't need to play 12 major scales most of the time, but you need to have 12 major scales ready. Most auditions, they're not going to ask you for 12 major scales, because after about the 3rd scale, I know your tone, I know how you're going to play, but you don't know what scale they're going to ask for. So you need to know all 12. People always ask me that, do I really need to know all 12? Yes, Because what if they just say E? What if they say, just anything that you're not prepared for?
Yeah, they tell you don't play none of your flat scales, play the 6 sharp scales. Then you're gonna be sitting there like, okay,
So, yep.
So
pretty much.
Mike, I'm not gonna lie. When he said that about the sharp scales, you looked nervous. Is sharp scales a weakness of yours?
Oh, they was in high school, not no more. Once I got to theory, once I learned theory, and I realized the formula for scale is whole, half, whole, half. You see, I know a lot about theory. You can't fool. Like now, I could just play a scale because I knew how to work. I know the formula for minor scales.
Yeah,
all right. I just want.
It ain't really too bad. Wow.
I just wanted to make sure you wasn't, because when he said that about the sharp, you jumped. I was like,
actually at Jackson State, when we get something in the minor key, usually the band director starts off with you playing that scale. So you need to know your scale. And you look like a fool while everybody else is playing the music and you looking like a dummy because you don't know B minor. Yeah. You gotta.
That's gotta be embarrassing.
Learning the formula for major, like learning your major and minor, it's really not that hard if you really put your mind to it. And then like say like trombones, especially Taylor loves church chords, so he'll start from with our trombone section lately, we've been getting 5-6 parts. So you start from that bottom on up, and you just listening to the whole chord, and you be like, how did he hit it? And then you might add a mellophone into it or a tuba, and you be like, okay.
It's just like what Yoshi's saying. This is the big thing, man. What Yoshi's saying. Once they hear you, once they hear your first, because sometimes they'll give you a few tones to warm up with. Once they hear you, they know if you're gonna be in the program or not. You're not gonna do nothing outside of those first 10 seconds that they didn't know. They have people who play the horn and they be like, "Oh my God, why are you here?"
Hey, let me ask you a question. When did you find out you made it or you didn't make it, on the spot, or they tell you later?
We get most times it's on the spot, but sometimes then there's other times where you just get a letter and you just like
some schools
that's effed up, brother. Tell a dude on the spot, say, bro, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work, bro.
They tell you need to just
there's been plenty that got hit.
Yeah, I see.
You might want to come back next year.
Sometimes they just be like, "I'm gonna let you know at a different time."
I'd rather you tell me on the spot if I'm being real. Like if I don't do good in an audition, I want the band director to say, "Listen, when you go home, I want you to work on this and this."
Yeah, now there are directors that do that.
I'm cool with you telling me that I didn't do it the first time. Yeah. That was just a stepping stone. Guess what? I need to go back and practice.
Now, the thing is, they might not tell you the money right then and there. They'll tell you if you got in, but they might not tell you the money. Like when I auditioned for Alcee, I got in, they sent me my letter saying I got in, but I had to finish my financial aid for Alcee for them to tell me how much money I got.
I had got with Alcee, I had got in and they sent the money right instantly because I was already finished with that.
Yeah, so
I wouldn't want them to do me that. If I ain't make it, I want them to do me like dudes do chicks. Just never call me. Yeah, just never call me back. Just have me waiting by the phone and just never ever call in life.
You sitting there waiting for the letter.
For me, is basically motivation. Like I ain't saying like it depends on how you say it. If you just straight shit on me, then yeah. But if you say, "Hey, look, I don't think you're ready for the program just yet," not saying you can't make it, but you need to go back and work on A, B, C, D. Guess what? That's gonna motivate me. I go home and actually work. But if you tell,
but that's you though. Dudes is less likely to come after you tell them, "Hey man, y'all, you suck." And
you laugh at kids when they audition. I'm not joking
because I feel like band directors know their kids. And why would you allow certain kids? You allow me to go out here knowing I'm in here playing thong song for these people, and then I roll off thong song to jumpstart, and I'm playing the drum parts in my head. Like, don't do this to me. Like everybody know their kids.
If you as a person,
and I'm in there, like, don't do me that. I feel like that's on the band director. Like, if you know that kid ain't got talent wise, he got the heart. But sometimes skill is what matters the most.
Then a lot of times the band director know you have time to get that kid ready. Because first thing if they're not gonna get a scholarship, you could wait. the scholarships, that's when you want to get in early because you know they have more pie when you come first. But just wait, they have people audition for colleges in June and July. You know, if you really work at it and you really good, you're gonna get in. You feel what I'm saying? They're not gonna say if you're a good player, they're not gonna say that you can't come March. So work on it, man.
You just showed up to these people audition playing Hey in the Middle of the Barn, and you wonder why you
singing a chick.
Hey in the middle. I wonder why these people told you, all right, I'm gonna head out.
Oh, that's mad. Listen, y'all got good time. Any of these dudes with all of this ribbon, I'm gonna tell y'all now. It seemed like y'all own one in the comments. You play with me, I'm cutting up, and I don't know if our guest is still listening, but we didn't bounce.
The death sentence if you rib me, like you gotta notice, like I'm out of pocket, but I'm not gonna do this to you because I know you. See you, Keys, you little project ghetto ignorant. You got that.
Wait, I think we reviewing the Fortier battle, but I thought everybody said Fortier sounded terrible.
I guess not in 2000.
Yeah, I thought about that too.
Yeah, because you know
the same thing.
Let's get it in. I'm ready to get to it.
Let's shout out our brothers and sisters who all donated, man.
Oh snap! Check this out, man. We asked. I petitioned some of the cats up in NOLA. Remember when? I know a lot of bad shit get talked about that group. It's actually my favorite band group, but I petitioned them cats, and they really showed up and showed out, and really stepped up, and came on with that money, man. So I am super thankful. Next week, I'm actually gonna call names. I won't give amounts, but we'll give a grand sum total from the group, and I'm gonna call names of people that gave. But man, I'm so super godly proud of y'all for giving. Man, I always mention my babies because I'm so proud of them. But man, I'm not lying to you. That college is expensive. Every time I look around, it's like I gotta send somebody $100 for something. Like what I paid for you to get there. What are we doing? It's always some money. So when I see,
keep on trying.
Bruh, no, listen, I had kids young. By the time I was your age, my child was like 5 and 6. I was young. I look, bro, one of these days I'm gonna show you some pictures of me and my kids. I look young and confused. I was in high school. I ain't even know how to hold them. They should have took them from me. It was a mess.
How would y'all feel if somebody go in the audition and play thong song, but they say, "We make your mama say oh," and they got the horn in the room, no drums, just cutting up in that bitch, and then they come and just cut up. Picture that shit happening. Like I know that's happening.
I don't know if I'm a laugh or just look like.
Bro, imagine what the band director thinking that's auditioning that kid.
If that's my band, I want him in there. I want him in there because he gonna be about that action. Let me tell you something. I see some cats, man.
Was a band director. I feel like that would happen.
Let me say this. I'm just watching these comments. Yeah, but I'm all about a chat, man. Let me tell you something, man. I be looking at it's some of them all-star bands, some of them mass bands. Man, say VJ, you know it's rough out here in these streets with this man. Every time I look around, somebody needs some money. But on the real, I be seeing some of these mass bands in the summer. All of them dudes don't be looking about it. When some of them dudes feel that pressure, they be like, "Holy shit! What?" They wasn't expecting that. I need somebody stupid. I need a few of them ignorant dudes in my band. I want that. I need that. I really do. I need some people that's about it. Okay, who is this first? Is the 4 up first? Because that's what I want to see.
Hey, listen, I have a disclaimer to any of the fellas that's on. The video is really good. the audio is not so loud. So if you have headphones, I would suggest you pull them out now. But you can make out the sound of what they're playing. It don't sound bad at all. But you would probably get a better sound with your headphones on. So let's get into the Reed versus Fortier 2001, and let's see who won.
Let me go all the way back.
Can y'all mute your phones?
We got to talk about that. Did y'all hit them chords? Did y'all hit them chords?
We talking about Fortier.
Yeah, did y'all hit them
I was
chords?
listening. I mean, it really didn't sound bad.
Oh my God. Yuck.
Unless I don't know if my audio was going in and out or what. But I'm just sitting there listening like, okay, this ain't too bad.
Right.
You know, I don't know why, but I thought I used to think Kennedy.
That was bad.
I used to think Kennedy and Reed playing All I Do was so cold back in the day. I don't know why as a kid. Like I would go to Pan Am and listen to both of them play at each other. It'd be like you literally just listening for beat tones. Like both of them play the same style, just choppy, but it's loud.
All right, I'm about to finish that.
Hey, look, I'm gonna tell you something though, Mike. This the cool part. You know that Fortier man would have hurt your high school man.
I put money behind that.
Matter of fact, the next time I come on this show, we watching my band. You must don't know what you talking about.
Money behind that.
I absolutely know what I'm talking about, and I don't give a damn if Berger say that he agrees. I'm telling you right now, that Fortier band would have smacked your band around.
Not that band. Fortier had a band that would have gave him some problems. Just not this band.
Fortier.
You crazy. You out your mind. I don't know what you must have been. I don't know what McMahon videos you've been searching up. Must have been before or after my time there. You got my last year marching at McMahon was I think 2016. You like 27, like you out your mind. We'd have smashed them. You hear them chords?
That Fortier man,
You're not playing no right
that
notes.
Fortier man with a monkey stump, your McMahon band. They absolutely would have. First off,
look into the comments. You see, you've been out of touch, man. That's the problem. I think this show been helping you listen to new
He
bands.
just literally put everybody against us.
You've been out of touch, man. You crazy.
I'm definitely picking them against y'all. Because I know what I know, and this is what I know.
Hold on, I just saw a comment that said the only thing young dudes point out are chords. Do you know if you're not playing the right chords, it's wrong?
Okay, let me rephrase what I'm saying. They playing the wrong notes. How is that better? I shouldn't say chords. They playing the wrong notes.
What we saying is, if you listening to it, you can hear the shit clashing. It's wrong.
They don't know the music.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say they don't know the music.
How they know the music?
It might have just been written
He
wrong.
said Dollar. I hollered at Dollar Carmen. You saw what he said?
What he said?
Hold on.
He said, Matt, you talking about fighting?
Oh.
When I said the four would have been. That was some ignorant bastards.
Man, I'm certain, man.
No, Matt, listen, they playing the wrong chords. Like, okay, when you playing the wrong chords, it's like it sounds funny. Like you can hear that it's wrong.
So
but
I'm not saying. So yeah, I don't know if Dedrick graduated. Me and Dedrick was in high school at the same time. I don't know if he
yeah, the trombone playing the wrong chords, bro. Like you can hear,
and it's not just a trombone part too, because the baritones went to playing that part at the end.
We not going to that part. We going to the most consistent niggas that's playing wrong.
Oh my god,
the trombone was playing wrong, the most consistent.
Like, let me say this: y'all bands don't execute as well as a lot of these bands.
Listen, all they have to do is play the right notes, and that's
Hey, let's call the audible. Can we pull up some McMahon from your years? Damn the next year. Let's pull up.
Hey, listen.
I don't want to finish. We're in protest. Can we put on some McMahon? I can barely make out that Fortier, but I know what I heard, and see, Joce just want to run it back to make fun of them dudes.
Nobody not making fun. Obvious. Listen, when you point out the obvious, it's like, look, they pointed out.
No. I think, that bullshit man would have hurt y'all. I'm telling y'all, it was real.
Dude, it was no competition. From what I just heard, we would have monkey stumped them in the route.
Listen. I think they taped it wrong. How can you tell me anything about tone and articulation when the
Yeah, we got somebody from the four in the comment. Hold on. I'm about to go to tagging them dudes.
Ooh, this is LaCoy.
Yeah, that's LaCoy.
You played trombone for Fortier. You
played baritone.
Okay, I was about to say, well, tell your friend who played trombone for Fortier that Mike said he should be ashamed.
Just play the video back.
I'm about to roll it back. Hold on, because y'all playing.
Man, you tripping. That McMahon band was definitely not going to get.
You gotta understand that.
Definitely not going to
get. All right, y'all listen. Wait, you get it right.
I'm telling y'all like a man. My brothers from the four would have represented.
Your brothers?
They're doing this shit on purpose.
The epitome of music excellence.
My brothers would have did their thing. Hey, we playing some McMahon.
What?
Yeah, them chords. I play people. Them chords wrong. Well, them notes wrong.
You can hear it like it.
Yeah, you can hear it. Even in the audio going back and forth, you can hear it.
Yeah, they can. Yeah, it's wrong, bro. You can hear it, but
then when they switch, then let me tell you,
the last chord was wrong.
You see, I was gonna leave this out. Y'all be making me go into this technicality of this music stuff. Now I sound like Matt on here. Y'all should have left me alone. The last note, when they all decided to drop their nuts and play all first, they were so flat. I think they're supposed to be playing a G. It's in sharp second, they all the way third. What is wrong with y'all? That sounded terrible. Don't put me on here if y'all don't know what y'all talking about. So the guy, LaCoy, you said you played trombone. You should be ashamed of yourself. You should ask them to take that off the internet. That was terrible.
Desmond, I'm glad you're on there, Super. Say they out here talking about y'all. They talking shit about y'all. Nigga, McMahon of all bands said they would have hurt y'all. And I'm up here defending y'all. I'm telling them like a man. Y'all would have stumped that little young McMahon band out. LaCoy and Super. Let them know what the deal is. Oh, no, my brothers from the folk.
But wasn't Fortier better than Kennedy that year?
Ooh.
You got to get the hell off the show. Like never. Those words have never been. But that's not what this is about.
So
you dig? No. They talking. Hey, Super. They talking about. They talking this. That's 2001. They got pulled up. That's 2001. They got pulled up. Who was? Camooch.
For DoorDash, and I absolutely.
Who was what? Was better than who? What are you saying?
Look.
See, I'm trying not to.
Listen, Mac. Just because we felt, we're gonna play McMahon one video of McMahon because we felt.
Well, what? No. I want to play. Cause you, of course, you're gonna pick the best song. No, I can't follow on the. No.
I searched. Listen, you can ask I searched only McMahon. I searched McMahon. He just searched McMahon. He just searched McMahon.
No, y'all explaining that too hard. It's some foolish. No, look, let's put a whole. Let's find a McMahon battle. That's TC. I just saw that. Oh, I hate it. Can y'all mute y'all mics? I hate it already.
We had a slaughtered Fortier. Get out of my face.
Go back to the explosion video, please.
And then Fortier would have blew y'all out and then stole y'all horns. Straight up.
Definitely.
Oh, y'all was ain't no way they would have let y'all make it back to school with them horns.
Yeah,
that's number one.
First of all, we had bad horns. They wouldn't have wanted them. We had really bad horns.
We didn't see that bad.
Yeah,
Patrick.
Yeah, we had really bad horns.
Next year.
We had
and
really
no, that
bad
man didn't whip us either.
Who?
Nah, I was digging it though. Y'all sound good, bro.
No, yeah, I know we sound good.
Y'all have any footage of y'all playing like any like songs like not a rap song?
They just played the first song they played was not a rap song.
I couldn't make it up.
Yeah.
I mean, all of these songs, all new band songs sound rapish to me. So they really do. But
Well, you said all new bands
I just
sound
had to
rappers.
clear that up.
say Super. I ain't gonna lie, Super. We had raggedy horns too at the Cape. Boy, look, we used to see people with new horns at other schools in real life be jealous.
Go back to the bill.
Yeah.
Wait, what Zelly said? Zelly said the same little dude was fussing saying SU played call for ordinary people.
I don't even know what he's talking about.
Wait, what? Copper played. Wait, okay, we got to get into that.
Yeah.
No, Southern played their own arrangement in Twin for ordinary people. I don't know where. I don't know.
Back to the battle, please. Back to the battle, please. We going back to the battle.
But yeah, so far, Fortier full, but playing the wrong notes. But I mean, they full though.
They would have smashed us. Three, five.
I ain't gonna lie to you, man.
Oh, okay. I thought you wanted us to break.
You can stop right here.
Say, somebody just told me that was all beginners in Fortier, man. Like all like crap. Well, we can't say crap in this show.
Listen. This is my thing. A lot of times, not saying every band did it, but it was more prominently done before Katrina. Like what I'm getting from both trombone sections is everybody playing first, and when they don't know the part, you don't hear it. Like on Keep Watching, you couldn't hear not a trombone player until it got to
That's literally all you hear.
And Mr. Corey Palmer was my assistant manager at the McMahon.
I want us to start being more critical of these new age clips because if y'all can criticize, no, you're not, Burger. Burger, stop.
We watching.
Stop.
Listen, we sitting up here watching a 2001 Reed versus Fortier clip, and then we give a take on the clip, and then you say, "Well, what about old school bands? Like, what about new school band? We talking about right now." What I'm saying is everybody is playing first trombone in both bands.
Well, if
and when they don't know the song,
you can go to Sam Kennedy '97 and listen to all 16 trombones of Kennedy, all in front of the band playing first.
That's all I'm not saying we can't critique them. Right now, we watching an old school clip.
For example, man, that is like what we saying is not a matter of opinion. It's just a fact. Like when I wanted to be on first, when I started, like,
let me wait. Okay, let me say this.
My band said we is not one of them bands from before Katrina that play all first. That's what he told me.
Say, so the thing, bro. It's a fact that when you go back and listen to Keep Watching, if you got 3 trombone players on here. When you play Keep Watching, it's certain parts that you really don't hear. You cannot hear the part.
And you see, like, this the problem. And this is the problem, man.
Wait, how you gonna say, y'all gonna talk and then I can't, y'all keep talking back and forth.
But Jason said it's the problem. There's just different eras of man. No, those people wrote those notes on the paper to be played. So what you're saying is that era of band didn't care about what was on the music. And you can't flip-flop between, yeah, we can, but no, we did this. It is what it is. Y'all play.
Can I speak?
Go ahead, man.
Yeah. Okay, I'm not denying that. I'm nothing y'all saying. Let me say this. Music is written and played all together different now. It's not the way let's use y'all schools. The way Jackson State sounded in 2000, they don't sound nothing like that now. Right. The way Southern sounded in 95, they night and day from that now. Right. Music is just written. I'm a drummer by trade. People don't play drums now like they played them in 1980, but they were good drummers and they're good drummers now. Another good case in point, when people keep trying to compare y'all's thong song at J State to what Eric French did. Dude, Eric French wrote that song 20-something years ago.
Jackson State got period.
Okay, but let me finish though. When y'all talk, that was quiet. Music is if Eric French had to write that song right now, he would write it different. Stuff was written different back then than it is now. Stuff is done different.
Eric wrote that for a high school band who was heavy lower brass. The thing is, it's okay to say that Jackson State have the better arrangement. The one I want to play and shove it down your throat is Eric French arrangement. That's fine, but what I hear from Jackson State is a collegiate arrangement written for a collegiate band. Eric French wrote his for a high school, so that's why that's no comparison. Like, it's not even fair to even say this.
I don't think it's fair to compare. I don't think it's fair to compare when you go to comparing eras. You go to comparing Jordan to LeBron James, or you compare John Legend to Stevie Wonder. I mean, like at a state, they might do.
Compare John Legend.
I've never heard anybody compare John Legend to Stevie Wonder.
I'm sorry, y'all. I travel in different circles. I travel in different circles.
BS for what you're saying is because that's convenient. when you don't want to use that comparison. But when it's between, but when it's on your side, oh man, because the old school did this, the old. But
no, I mean I thought we listen. A lot of times I just be joking, but if we having a moment of truth, the truth is music is.
Man can have this conversation because his band he marched in was really good. Right. Listen, they were excellent, and they did it too. This is how crazy it sounds. A band that he marched in that was excellent. You know what I'm saying? They did the same shit as far as chords with trombones. A lot of bands did it. Don't mean like you said, Kennedy did it, and they were still a damn good band. But everybody can't do that because your band is not built the same. Clearly, when you listening to this clip. Both bands, you hear trombones playing first, and then you get dudes in the comments say, "Bro, they not playing first. Either they playing first, or you can't hear them."
But
your phone cut off, Burger. What you said?
New school battle. If we'd have had the old school, new school battle, you would have heard the new school playing chords, while the old school everybody was playing first on trombone.
No, but this is. But let me tell you why that wouldn't have happened because we'd had dudes now writing music for us. See, that's the thing. Okay. To say that is to say that I can't sit and play on a Migos gig.
That's not what.
Well, that's nuts. Yes, I can.
That's how you're.
It's the same exact thing because you would be saying that it's got to be a young dude on there because they gon' play it like no. Listen, music is just played different now.
Players today playing 4-5 chords, and I had somebody tell me ain't no such thing as a section playing 4 or 5 chords from an old school cat. They literally argued me that I didn't know what I was talking about. Literally, the first half 2 parts, the second half 2 parts, and the third half they part. I tell dudes all the time, when I say that, I know that's the type of shit we're gonna be playing. Where the trombone's got 4 and 5 chords. I know it's gonna be played like that.
Matt, what we're saying is y'all had chords on the music then.
It was written like that.
And that's the difference in what you're not getting. No,
there was no chord. No.
How you gonna tell me I saw the paper?
How you just gonna write a trombone part and not have three?
You went to Southern. You ever had
because you can't imagine that that's how it was. I'm telling you.
Man, listen. Music don't change.
Let me see if I can't grab somebody.
I can go home and grab the sheet of paper that y'all had in y'all band room. They just printed different. They just printed off. It's the same thing written down with the 3 different chords. I know what the key watching is. Keep watching.
Y'all decided.
Come on now. They just
decided. Okay, we can only see the top notes.
Don't defend them because they saw the music with the 3 chords and decided we're gonna play one. If you listen to
wait. I see Justin Patterson comment and I hear y'all talking. I'm not. I think y'all trying to argue something with me that I'm not. I'm not denying what y'all saying. Listen to what I'm saying. It's music is just written and played different now. Man, if I played drums like I did,
but there's gonna be chords always. There's always gonna be chords.
There were chords always, but but they're distributed different now. Dude, a cat that would have been cold, a cat that would have been. Man, listen, let me finish. We having a conversation. The way dudes played in general piano 20 years ago, they don't play it the same way now. Dude, it's completely different. I was gigging then, and I'm gigging now, and both was considered cold. I don't even know why. I mean, I could prove that for y'all if y'all like. Music is played and written differently.
You going around the bush of everybody.
You're changing the argument. You're not saying.
I'm not denying it. I don't know what y'all think I'm denying. I keep saying what y'all saying.
For that, rap tunes nowadays, y'all back then y'all didn't play rap tunes how we play rap tunes. Listen, no, even the rap tunes. It was 8 measure. It was an 8 measure loop with a drum breakdown, and y'all played the beat of the song. Then Mr. Brian Simmons came along and he took that thing to a whole new level when he started writing what people was talking. You feel what I'm saying? Music changes, but that don't mean the concept in your music
don't change.
Concept music, that's what we saying, man. You saying the piano player play different, but guess what? If you give that piano player the same piece of music from 30 years ago, then it should sound the same. That's what I'm telling you.
But that's where we're missing each other because they're not playing the same. They're not playing when colleges are even picking up their older pieces, they pulling that out and they making adjustments to them arrangements. because it's. I don't know. Wait, what? Okay, let me ask y'all a question because I understand y'all, but I don't think y'all understand me. Y'all tell me what I'm saying. Tell me what I'm saying.
What you're saying you're talking like,
and that's what we say.
It's only one arrangement. Everybody plays Southern arrangement.
I play Keep Watching.
So when you hear it, it's wrong.
So I know the music like you know the music. I taught the music to people, man. Right? All of us, all you know what Keep Watching look like. Literally, you can put the name off the paper and give us the music up there, and I'm gonna be like, "Let's keep watching."
Yeah, keep watching.
What I'm telling you is,
as soon as you hear that first chord, you're gonna know it's
okay. Now, let me say this, Mike. That's not what I'm saying. Now, Burger, you tell me what I'm saying, because that's absolutely not what I'm saying. You tell me what I'm saying.
What it sounds like you're saying is basically we all arguing two different things. We're arguing that
we are, but what am I arguing? We definitely argue two different things. Y'all trying to have an argument with me? I'm gonna agree with y'all.
You're trying to argue that music is just arranged different today and played different.
And we saying yes,
and we are saying it is, but what we're saying the structure doesn't change. Like if
music is literally structured different.
Keep Watching has 3 chords in it, the Southern arrangement, whatever. If it has 3 chords in it, no matter who playing it, I should hear all 3 chords every time the music is played. I shouldn't hear one chord when it's played. That makes it wrong.
That's all we say. That's all we say.
Okay. Now, what do you think I'm saying? Because neither one of them said what I was saying. What do you think I'm saying, Lil Rock?
Well, from what it sounded like you were saying was basically, we're talking about evolutionary arrangements, the evolution of people. Well, us newer people, we're starting to focus more on the whole foundation of the chord instead of just the first part, like y'all did back in the day. I mean, that was just the style back in the day that y'all did. But now that we're focusing more on the whole chord, now all of a sudden everything's different. Everything, all the structure and all that stuff is different now. Like I said, you just talking about the evolutionary arrangements. That's really what your argument sounds like.
Tony, he just brought up a good point. Sometimes you don't have all the parts, and maybe that what was going on, Matt. But if that's what was going on, they still don't.
You said what I said. But now, so y'all done saying what I was saying?
Go ahead, man.
Okay, great. None of that was what I was saying. Let me say one more time. I agree with y'all. I work for a record label where we produce the songs that your bands are playing. Let me say this. Music, even now, let's get away from band. Music is written with more color now. It's more sound effects. Music back in the day, it was literally a dude in the studio with a bass, another one on keys, you had another one with a guitar, and you might have had a dude on saxophone or something, a cat playing drums. Now it's like you might have 2 or 3 dudes with their keyboards up in there, and they coming up with. So music is written differently today. I'm not saying that. I'm not denying what y'all saying. I hear the same first part y'all. Well, y'all saying first. They all playing the same line though. I don't know whether they're the first or the second, but they definitely all playing the.
Even if we pull our own music, we're not making alterations to it. We're gonna play what's on the paper. We're gonna play the whole chord that's on the paper. Like when we play Keep Watching My Summer, you heard the whole chord.
And nobody likes to talk about this. Back then in New Orleans, old school, if you didn't play first, you was considered poop. And
so everybody played first.
That shit was embedded in their brain back then. Cause you get dudes that come to All-Star now and think when I tell them you're gonna play second, bro, like they think they poop. And that shit come from the older cats that ran with if you didn't play first. Cause I hear dudes say all the time, man, the All-Star band, you played second, boy, you played third. You know how many cold ass dudes I know play third? I don't play third, but everybody when they want to joke with me, they say they say Burger play third. If they want me to play fourth part, I'm gonna play it and you're gonna hear me. That's the difference between me and a lot of the old school cats. I don't care. I can play any part.
To go back to what you're saying, I agree with you, and that's what I just brought up the example about the rap tunes. Music is different. Music is changed. We never ever went into that conversation and wanted to argue that with you. We're just saying the execution of music back then, y'all got away with a lot of different
y'all
things.
got a lot away with a lot of
shit. Okay, if we're talking about execution, then we would have to bring into play you guys as attacks and releases and the way
That's
Um,
true.
Bring it back
the
to a
way you
basic.
guys
Like
over
niggas
I
the
just
said
way
it.
let
sample
me
all day.
let me finish. The way you guys overshoot notes constantly in this school, or the way cats, it's okay for cats to hang over. Like, not, I'm gonna be very specific with this, but I don't want nobody to feel shaded. When Jackson State went to Southern, I think it was 2016. There was a dude on trumpet that just hung over the whole game.
Yeah, from Jackson. That's true.
Like, this dude just hung over. Okay, when I
Nah,
was
get him
in
from that's
school,
15. That must have been 15.
okay, well, it might have been 15, but it was a dude that just sat over there and just hung over the whole game on trumpet. When I was in school, we would have took that dude somewhere for halftime and beat the shit out of him, right? But that was okay. It's okay for y'all to do that. Or when I was, it, y'all say what we get away with, but I hear people say, for instance, that Craig Mott sounds good.
I
Well,
didn't.
when I was
I said they sounded terrible.
Well, when I was in school, Craig Mott would have ate. We'd have thought they
Niggas
ate
never been
shit
here.
because they executed like hell. Now they might have had a bunch of cards. They might have had a bunch of stuff going on. But when we speak to what people get away with, I would say that y'all take a lot of liberties with music, and a lot of times you have musicians in these bands that ain't quite sure who they are, and they don't have that ability, and they trying shit
I
that
would
they
like
shouldn't.
to and try to
If
break
you
down.
can, what you call it? If you can put up Cadric Carmouche, my band director's comment. Early in the season, Kevin Johnson told me something that pre-Katrina bands, they wanted y'all to play everything short. Short. I'm not saying hangover, Matt, because I know that's where you're gonna go. I'm not saying hangover.
I'm not saying hanging over is simply playing the note for longer than the value it's given on the paper.
I'm not saying that's right. But
Yeah,
I'm saying when you dealing
I agree with you, Tajik. I agree with you, brother. We on the same page.
Katrina, it was no shape in the note. It was ta 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 ta, and that was cold. And what I'm saying is, we going back on these videos, and that's why our young people be like, y'all bragging on that, but that's not right. That's not right. That sounds stupid. You feel what I'm saying?
But can you see why we have a problem with what we hear? Because to us it sounds really undisciplined.
Y'all are entitled to that, but what y'all not entitled to is to act like y'all was better than when y'all was doing the same things. Music is
No, yeah, we was definitely better. And I'm gonna tell you why. Yeah, we was definitely better.
This is turned into something that's not, but I just gave the proof is in the pudding. We just
And y'all pudding tastes like shit. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because
y'all put by my mouth.
Yeah, well, and we wouldn't want you to eat our fucking pudding because you're not worthy of eating our pudding.
I wouldn't bring you to the store.
As a matter of fact, you'll never get none of our pudding because it'll never happen. So that's where I'm at with it.
All right.
Can you rule Fox mute your phone, please? Thanks.
Shit sound like walking in Katrina. Caught in Katrina.
Sound like they sliding in the ring like a boy did on Stomp the Yard.
I'll do it back.
That sounded good.
Yeah, that was good.
Matt, they go. I want to know.
Hey, pause that. Hey, man, can I tell y'all something I hated about bands back in the Gap? I'm not even gonna stunt. I hated that bands put the drum section in front of the band back then. My school did it. Kennedy did it.
I actually
We
like
never
it.
really.
I actually like
I
it.
hate it.
I love
It
it.
blocks the sound waves. I hated it when we got
Yeah,
the
it
sound waves.
do.
I'm like, we're
And
not
all
reaching
did
as
it.
far as we should. because the drummer's sound is blocking it out.
Yeah, especially for cameras.
It ain't as much
Now I
pressure.
will say Fortier starting to sound a little better, but I still don't like. I'm not getting what I need from trombones. What I'm saying, like
911, that was probably the worst arrangement of 911 I ever heard in my life.
I actually liked it. It wasn't that bad. As far as what they was doing, it was straight. Reed last song was fire.
Yeah, they said everything.
You heard everything, and they had some trumpets that was
that
like.
trumpet player was sending. I'm talking about that. That's intimidating to hear from across the field. If you don't got nothing like that on your side, them trumpet players was swinging. Yeah, their trombones was playing all three parts. That's what I'm like. That sounded good. They had shit. That sounded really good. 911, I really didn't enjoy it.
I ain't gonna lie. Fortier 2 was barking though. They Z's clean and they took
from wrong notes. Yeah. Oh, but the cymbal players was pretty good.
Yeah, cymbals. Look, cymbals killing shit the whole day.
Say, listen. I would like to extend the invitation. If anybody from Fortier want to come on the show as my personal guest right now, the invitation is open. If anybody from the folk want to come on as my personal guest.
Listen, I was telling people on Walking in the Rain. If you heard Walking in the Rain, you didn't hear a trombone part until after the tuba solo, and they came back in and it was like ah. That's what I'm saying. Either I don't even want to say they don't know it. You just don't hear them until they're ready for you to hear them.
I'm literally hearing the drummers too.
If you went to the phone and you want to come on, you're free to come on and say whatever's on your mind.
Yeah,
one time. This is one time.
Maybe that's what they was doing. A lot of high school kids do that. They save it for after the 2-win drum break. But just be sure you come on here. Don't talk to me about no foolishness about man this, man that. Be ready.
No nigga gonna get on here and say, son, I used to blow that bitch back in the day.
Man, son. Look, let me tell you what they're gonna say. Man, Mr. Brimmer, the best band director of all
Brimmer,
time.
We ain't
we're not gonna talk about nothing about band.
Brimmer, go.
We're not gonna talk about nothing about
that
band.
Was just first level skating. Niggas not like you don't hear trombone part until after the tuba break, and then it just come out of nowhere. You're like, damn.
Hey, I have a question for y'all. Can I hear y'all critique bands from the day? Because if y'all don't, I'm gonna do it. Let me hear.
That's what I want to do.
No. I'm talking about right now. What is y'all critique? Because y'all have a lot to say about bands from my day. So I would, because I was very honest about bands from my day just now.
My biggest critique for bands today, and I'll continue to say it, the rap tunes. I'm a fan of rap tunes. Don't get me wrong. But when I hear bands today battle, I don't want to hear 10 straight rap tunes. It's okay to shit on somebody with a couple of rap tunes, but I want to hear versatility. And if we being honest, I feel like bands now way more versatile than y'all was back then. Like even with all the rap tunes, these kids are more versatile today. Even with all
but I want you to critique bands today without mentioning bands from my day.
Okay, one thing it's a bunch of things.
It's a bunch. Yeah.
And when we get show dropping next month, by the way, I'm gonna close that right there. But when we get on our show, I really go more in depth in this. But one of the biggest things I see is these high school bands playing these college band arrangements. We just talked about this, Matt, that these college bands have changed the game of arrangement. It's like Mr. Simmons, I don't know if you ever listened to this, you changed the game for a lot of people. And what they don't understand is that these high school kids cannot play that stuff. They have 4 trombones in the band, and they got 4 notes that they're supposed to be playing. The chord got 4 notes in it. That's not how that's supposed to go. You feel what I'm saying? Your band can't handle that. And because
that's from the director, though. I mean, to be honest,
it's like, come on, man.
High school band directors should really start writing for their band.
Like okay, let me ask you a question. How do you
new arrangements now? You can't do that no more.
How do y'all feel about modern day? How do y'all feel about modern day execution? And how do y'all feel about the average band? Let me finish my question. And the average band students' work ethic from going home and practicing every day and half the night.
You have kids that go home and practice. You have more that don't go home and practice versus the ones that do go home and practice. But the ones that do go home and practice, like you got to roll with those kids because those kids are really great musicians. Like I think it's fun. Like I hate when y'all try to compare what they're dealing with today versus what y'all were dealing with back then. Like Like these kids today, man, they ain't on the same type of time y'all was on. This is a totally different era.
Hey, listen, Burger. When I asked you to talk about today, though, you shouldn't be mentioning us. What do you think about today?
What I'm saying is the kids today they don't have the same passion that y'all do, and I hate to say that because there's so many that do, so many that I personally know that do. But you comparing, like I don't want to seem like I'm comparing them to y'all. I think that. That's something that we could have took from back then. The passion that y'all had for back then.
Like y'all legit, y'all couldn't go outside and play with y'all cousins or y'all friends until y'all did y'all homework and practice. Like now you have so many distractions and people get so sidetracked with stuff. I mean, the worst thing y'all probably had to deal with was somebody getting shot around right next to you or something like that. But
you said the worst thing, like that's not bad. That's horrible, by the way. That's some bad shit.
Man, let me answer your question. I think a lot of things with the influence of, and this is another thing that goes to what Burger was saying, with the influence of social media and you being able to be accessible to different things. I'm going directly to what you're saying. No, watch this. The execution suffers because of that. They hear bands like Southern and Jackson State, and they want to do those things when they're in the 7th grade. And a lot of these things, too, is the fault of New Orleans, is the fault of our own preference. When we go to Texas and things like that, these kids not even playing it loud like that until they get to 9th grade. Most of these kids don't know what a mellophone or baritone is, but from the pressure on us, they got to do the extreme. This when you hit a hanging over.
Mike, let me ask you a question because y'all beating around the bush. This is my question. Is it social media, is it Brian Simmons arrangements? Is that those things fault that kids these days don't even march? They just walk.
Listen.
That's
No,
what he was saying.
Don't let him give you that because they wasn't marching like that back then, dog.
No, they weren't.
And the clip,
Who wasn't?
I can pull up 20 to 30 different clips, even Max Kennedy, where everybody was not marching like that. Like that's what killed me when they try to make it seem like they were just sidestepping past.
It was just elevated level.
That's not the truth. That's not the truth. Like everybody got a clip on the internet, old school, new school, of their bands not marching. Multiple. And I'd be like, damn, these dudes always not marching. And I'm looking at this clip, and this great band ain't picking up their feet.
Hey, Lil Rock, Burger not breaking up. It's actually your phone. You breaking up.
And that's what we saying, man. It's not that what we doing is so special. It's not that what we doing is better. It's just the simple fact though, everybody did the same thing in a different way. Did y'all march 90 degrees the whole time? Matter of fact, Matt, let me ask you this. Mine is the snare drum. Did y'all use the thing right here? Did y'all use the goddamn thing, or did y'all use the leg strap?
When I was at Kennedy, we used high steppers. Okay,
so was your feet going 90 degrees the whole time? No. Sometimes you know.
Well, can I answer the question?
Yes, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Yes.
You can go. You find the video of Matt Francis marching. Matt is lying his ass off with that high step on. With that high step on.
No, like you could go find it.
His whole section was marching 90s, so I can, and that's new school.
Let me say this, man. Y'all are very y'all are very generous with y'all side, man. I be seeing dudes let me finish what I'm saying. I sat quiet, my lips was tight. My mouth was closed for so long my breath probably stank by now. I wouldn't even saying nothing. Look, let me say this. Real rap. I see dudes, they're not just walking and not marching. They're not even walking on beat. They just in the parade, just walking on down the goddamn. Dog, it's fucking terrible. I can't. Dog, they just break out walking. Hey, Giovanni, look, Giovanni, my crowd brother. Look, Giovanni, they say we wasn't on high step of striding, bruh. Y'all wicked. That's all I'm gonna say, man. I don't know. But hey, listen. At least when we did it on beat, dog. Like dudes just break out walking through the parade now.
Hey, name the school. Say who the band director is.
I'm cool with a couple of them. So you know, let me say this, Mike. When this show first started, I would have did it, but I didn't develop relationships with dudes, and so now I'll be wanting to say. This, that, and the third. But
I say, it is what it is. Like one time, the dude Tanelmo, when they looked terrible when what they had on, I said it is what it is. I mean, you just get better. Like what the band was that had a fight on a parade route? A fight.
Who was that? I ain't know nothing about that.
Yeah, like it's just I think that was called, but not under Mr. French. Please, not under Mr. French. Before Mr. French. Like oh Jesus Christ. That's why I said we're not being relaxed today. We telling you what you saying is very, very true. Like Sophie be right.
Hey, no, listen, brother Kamooch. No, these what is what are you saying? Are you saying that these kids are special needs? Because I'm gonna tell you right now, them kids wasn't no special needs.
Man,
wait, let me speak to let me just say this to brother Kamooch, and I'm gonna let you have it. Let me just say this to Kamooch. The dude I'm talking about was my partner, big fat ass son. He ain't special needs. I saw his big fat lazy ass dragging down the street. I even called my boy and said, "Your son sure is sorry. We done kicked his ass back in the day." So now, what the damn thing wrong with this boy except he was a lazy piece of shit. That's what it was.
We had a student who actually was in special needs, and we tried our whole.
I'm not talking about no special needs. I'm talking about these lazy bastards.
Man, I'm marching next to him, and I screamed left, and he refused.
Giovanni, they don't get it. Giovanni, they don't know. Bro, listen, I feel what y'all saying, but listen, you ain't even got to be good to pick up your feet and march, man. Look, just do it on beat, and don't give me nothing about no special needs. I'm talking about lazy pieces of shit. You can tell they wouldn't ready to march no parade for no miles, because by the time they get to the bridge, they huffing and puffing.
Execution of field shows. Like,
I got a question for you, man.
They weren't back in the day. They were executing field shows.
I hear what you said.
Whose fault is it, man? Man, whose fault is it? The band director or the student? I'm just a general question. I don't have an answer.
Well, again, when I first started this show, I would have said one thing, but honestly, it's on the students. When we was so my crab brother, I gotta stop saying crab. We do not. There's no such thing as a crab on this show. Okay, a first year band student. Okay, but when we were in school, when like he said, if we wouldn't have picked up our feet, what Sean Ruffin would have did us. All right. The band directors can't do that. So we can't blame it on the band director because they can't touch these students up. Or I'm gonna be real with you. The band directors would leave and be like, they would let us handle that. Like they can't get the part. Hey, we're gonna go into sectionals. Well, I bet when we come back, we would fit. Boy, do you know how many times we went in a sectional and fixed something and we never played a note? But when that dude got back, he could play it. You read between the lines. We went and we fixed it. We got him together. You can't play it? Oh, man, I don't believe it. Come on down there, down this hall. So that's what I'm saying. I can't blame it on the band directors because they don't have that.
My thing is, this is just what I said about television.
You're not about to bust 90s a whole parade, but 45.
No, we're not expecting that. We're not expecting that, but we're talking about 45, bro. 45. I know we're not busting 90s the whole parade. 45.
Okay, 45s are not hard to.
45s. Just lift your knee, son. Just lift your knee.
Right.
I take. You know what? Just do it on beat though. Like, you know how big of a bastard you gotta be to put on this uniform and walk your ass down the street half the parade?
This is my thing about. I say this about Talladega Band and their sound. You see how your band march before you go outside. So there's no. That's why I said a lot of it be on the band director. You practice marching. We're not gonna let you just skip past that. So you don't like the way Talladega march? No, I was talking about their sound. I was talking about their sound. You don't like the way Talladega sound? I don't. I feel like it's not on the students at all because the band director hear that they sound a mess in the band room, and then they come to the battle of the bands and they mess up the music that they've been messing up all this long. You knew they had. You knew
this took a dark turn.
Like you knew what you did. You knew that.
So you came outside like that, and so when everybody talking about your band, don't get in your feelings because you knew that. And that's what I'm saying about the marching style in New Orleans as well. These band directors, now sometimes they have cats who are march 90s the whole time at band practice and get on the parade route and be like, man, I'm not doing this. But that's not the majority. The majority is showing.
Bruh, do you know how long a parade route is? Don't nobody know what they're gonna be doing by the end of that. Boy, let me tell you something. The first time I marched the Orpheus, I was like,
yeah, I turned
what? We gotta go through the convention center.
Yeah,
What?
Marching in our first time marching Bacchus, we were just like, man, we gotta go all the way to the convention center. Like that, dang, that's long.
Yeah,
like.
especially when
And look, the Orpheus is one of the longest ones I marched. They tell me they got ones longer than that.
Like my 7th grade year, we did I think like 13, 14 parades. Like my first parade was Cleopatra, and that's when it was on the West Bank. And so nobody was there, so it made it feel long and boring. But yeah, about the second, third parade, all our legs was good or whatnot. But see, like that Zulu, my first year, it was like, oh no, this ain't what's up. Zulu and Endymion, it was just like, man, this ain't.
Oh, I forgot about the Endymion. That bitch was long.
Endymion was
the
up.
whole Canal Street.
Oh my God.
I just brought back a memory you didn't know you had. Niggas.
Dog, you know what? It is no preparing a child for the Endymion. I don't care how much you practice.
No,
they're not ready.
Because I mean,
this is my thing though. I just want to know who do we hold accountable for the lackluster, like you said, because there's execution issues that the bands do these days. Who do we hold accountable? It's like,
I mean, that's like you gotta hold that person accountable if they really
like,
really
man, I'm not asking you to name anybody because I know what you mean, but who do we like? What's the percentage of the blame?
See, but culturally, Mike, I'm with you. Like you don't understand how which I am. But let me say this: culturally, but so Jamal Giroux and Giovanni both marched with me at Kennedy at the same time. Man, listen, we didn't have any problems with enthusiasm because we beat it into you. Like if you didn't look excited, we would say, "Crab, come in, let me get you hype." And we would neck him for nothing. So it was never a problem. Crabs always, first year band students always look enthused. They never looked down. They were very agreeable. They never had an opinion about nothing. So I don't understand this. Your band, that's not your band director's fault. Upperclassmen set band culture, period.
But
I don't know what the upperclassmen system is like, but upperclassmen set your band culture.
Yeah, because I'm gonna say this. Well, I forgot about Allah. When Allah was on the West Bank, that was horrible too. I was so glad we used to be the first one done. Because when we drive over the bridge and see the whole parade backed up, we like, damn, they ain't gonna get that till they ain't gonna get home till damn near midnight, and we gonna be sitting there chilling. But yeah, I mean, first you start off with administration. How is your administration towards the band culture? Then
it didn't matter. I would
but
like it.
No. I'm talking about especially now. But then you got the band director. Is he a showboat or is he actually going to develop and train his students?
I know a band director who rides in the car the whole parade out, and that's all I'm gonna say.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, we know of band directors that do that. Then there's also
I know a band director.
Oh, we gotta talk offline. I want to know who that is.
Yeah. We got you. Then you got drum majors and seniors. Your drum majors and your seniors that's your next chain of command. That's your next. That's people that's really gonna set the culture. How they want the year.
I know band directors who more concerned about what they have on than how the band look behind them. Facts. Like and that's what I'm saying. A lot of this stuff be on the kids. Yes, we can't play the horns for you, but when are we gonna start holding these goddamn band directors accountable? Then you got these out of town bands coming here and they like, is this what it is? Is this New Orleans bands that y'all talking about? Come on, man.
I can't speak to that because again, Doc while Doc was a disciplinarian, he ain't had to do much disciplining. Like man, it was a rude awakening. Let me stop talking about other first year band students and talk about myself when I got to Kennedy.
Somebody let the cat out the bag.
Let me be real with you. When I got to Kennedy, I never felt you never felt needed or wanted. As a matter of fact, the going saying was, uh, my crowd brother, they gonna appreciate this. Sean reference. We don't need you. We don't do that over here. I mean, culture was set early.
State is Dr. Little. We'd love to have you, but we don't need you.
Man,
We would
what?
love to have you, but we don't need you.
That's what I'm saying. Like that. So to see band directors say stuff like, "Well, if we tell them to do this, you just not gonna have no band no more." I'd be like, "Damn, I can't imagine. I can't imagine Doc. I mean, man, I can't imagine that. I can't imagine Doc saying, "Well, I can't tell them nothing because they're gonna all quit." Doc would be like, "Well, what the hell with them?"
I'm looking at the people in the comments. I think y'all going somewhere where it's not supposed to be going. We might have two different people in mind, but okay, y'all just let them. But just what Joe said. Just what Joe said. It's everybody's fault. I guess. I mean, I grew up I came up in the same situation like you, Matt. I was we don't work that now, so I could kind of speak on it a little bit. When I went to sectionals, sometimes we just put the horn down and my section leader would smack the hell out of us. Yeah. I'm sorry. That y'all don't think that stuff still happen. We had attitude adjustments in the band room.
There was literal whoever ain't playing the part right, whoever ain't foolish, ain't sounding the best on this part. One of y'all gonna lose.
I was first out of my freshman class, as you want us to call it, out of my first year band class. I was the first one to get dealt with in the band room. Yeah, that's a fact. And
then we were talking in the comments. Even if it ain't you messing up, you about to get dealt with because your freshman brother is messing up. And if they don't get the part right, you just gonna keep on getting whatever he's going.
Yeah, and that was my thing. So okay, my thing with the first year students was you got one like huge fuck up. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna blues his crowd brothers, and I'm gonna be like this. Y'all thought he like this. Y'all should have been. Man, do you know how good he gonna be when all of they by tomorrow? When all of they next red and their backs is tore up and his is clean.
And your leg
can you attest how many times? Let me tell you something. I was never a section leader in high school. Can you attest to how many times you had to say, section leader, see me after practice? Can you attest to how many times you be like, if you call yourself a leader in the band, not even if you already won, if you call yourself a leader in the band, see me after practice.
Yeah, you hit it and then you go in the back, you go close the door that back hallway. You know, if I don't know if y'all ever been to St.
Hell no, right?
We got that big,
right. You see, y'all was tapered. Don't close no door. Come here. Come right now. I don't care who walks here.
There was a lot of times where it was out in the public, but I'm saying there would also be times where you just like, if it was something that just literally had to be done, okay, close the door. All the sections just lined up. Come on out. You just coming out there with that long face.
See you for explanations about what can you do to be better, Mr. Kamooch. That's what we talking about. That's what we talking about.
Meet me in the back room. Yeah.
No, we not. No back room.
I mean, when the band director let me speak to what Kamooch is saying. The band directors, they would be like, "Hey, all upperclassmen, y'all hang around." And then I mean, let me use Low for example. Low would be like, "Hey, y'all got this? I mean, it don't sound too hot. Y'all right? We need some new leaders. I mean, them youngsters, man, they got y'all. I mean, y'all. I mean, what
got y'all flustered?
Hey, Lo, don't worry about nothing. It's gonna be straight by tomorrow. I mean, because they don't seem like they can get it. The field show. I mean, all right. Listen, Lo, don't you worry about a thing, brother. Don't you? You just wait.
Coaching, and this is my thing.
Yes.
And like you, just like how you said, music is different, teaching is different. So you can't blame it on we can't discipline the kids no more. That means you're not ready to do this job anymore. You feel what I'm saying? There has to be another way that you can get through to these kids. If you want to be a band director, you can't just do things one way. You can't be a band director and expect to come beat everybody's child when they do something wrong. Because you can't do that.
That's the only way I know. It's tried and true. It works. I'm telling you.
I have a good friend.
It's times, I'm not lying to you, Mike. It's times nobody, they couldn't get the part in the band room. We went in the sectionals, never played a note. When they got back to the band room, they played it like they wrote it. I'm telling you. We fixed it for them.
Me and Berger got a good friend who said band don't work without discipline. And I truly believe that. Band don't work without discipline. But these days, you got to find another way to discipline. Did you see the kid Stu McKinley High School for doing 100 push-ups 3 years ago?
Yep.
Did you, so it's different.
Yeah, you can't the parents now. You can't touch my child. Then you
bad
at the house, but you don't.
They would say that when we was in school.
I wish Darwin was right here.
They would say that when we was in school. I'd be like, man, we gonna beat your mom up if she come at them. I'm telling you, don't tell her don't come, dog. Your mama gonna get jumped. Don't tell her don't come.
Just made me remember.
We would hate to see your mama get jumped.
And back then was predicated off of just straight up punking niggas. I would have shot the whole band room up. Oh my!
We had guns too. I would hate to see your mama and them get jumped.
Boy, I am dying behind Keisha, and guess what? Everybody gotta die now. So
she gonna get
and shoot this band room up.
Listen,
she got your mama getting jumped. Don't tell your mama. I'm telling you, I'm gonna make my sisters beat your mama. Tell her don't rat.
Hello to my little friend.
My band is different. They had a clarinet.
Yeah.
I was in band. I smoked the girl because I was a drum major. I didn't even want smoker. They told me smoke.
Hey, y'all,
the mama came up there and cursed me out. Mama came up there, cursed me out, told me to call my mom. Band is different, Matt. Band is different, Matt. I smoked the girl. She wasn't even doing the duck walks right. She wasn't even hurting good. Oh Lord, you hurt my baby. I hate you. Yeah, this is all allegedly. No, I'm sorry. You could smoke a child.
What you mean? Let me say this. I don't see how. Yeah, I mean, you could call it smoking, but I don't see how you can be a band student and not exercise rigorously.
I mean,
like in general. Yeah, whether you're a freshman or upperclassman.
In the band room, but there needs to be some type of detriment to you acting up. There needs to be some type of culture established that if you ain't with the program, you getting go. We're gonna give you some chances, but within them chances you gonna get dealt with, and you gonna understand either you gonna be here or you're not.
Yes. Can you put? Well, you can't put that.
Listen.
Justin said the pool bands is the ones who Mississippi Valley. People be like,
I'm not getting. Let me tell you something.
I got punched down.
Let me say this.
You went the Valley.
I'm not getting.
Right, you went the Valley.
I didn't go to Kennedy, St. or Culver. You was not hazing me. Even Summer Reed bands, you was not fucking hazing me. I'd have beat you up. Guess what?
3-5.
3-5 was cool to me at some point in time. I'm just my top 3. I was not getting hazed to go to Abe. You wasn't hazed. You was not gonna haze. We not even top 3. Why is you hazing me? We should be hazing you. We should be hazing.
Hey, bro, the thing that used to upset me is when it be like a pool dude. I don't care how good the band is. When a dude
in 2001 at Fortier step forward. They owe you reparations, brother. I'll tell you why. They owe you. You think I'm about to get hazed to go to Arkansas Pine Bluff?
You did all that and got smashed by Reed. You did all that and got smashed by Reed at the game.
Boy, y'all not about to be. I'm gonna say, listen here, Doc. What parade we won? When the last time we won a first place trophy at somebody's parade? Maybe so we need to line up and haze your ass. Man.
But you know what though? I'm gonna tell you something. So you hazing, then that hazing goes toward a philosophy. Like we
philosophy of getting smashed.
That's my thing. Wait, well, some people philosophy is our band gonna be loud and sloppy. We just want you to be hyped. Like, so we just. I mean, look at FAMU. FAMU was never no band that was cranking like that, and they historically one of the worst hazing bands ever.
Because they sounded like heaven. See, what people fail to realize about FAMU, the reputation that FAMU have is because they sound great, exceptional. I wouldn't have mind being hazed to sound fucking amazing.
What
But you're
Justin
gonna tell
said.
me I'm about to
I'm
get hazed?
surprised. Y'all want me?
Yeah,
in the
y'all
band.
want me in
Y'all
this
need
bitch.
to recruit
I'm
me.
trying to help us get to the top spot. So you ain't about to beat my ass. Now, if I was at the top of the schools I named, beat my ass. Let's get it popping.
You know, I gotta work my way to get here.
Yeah.
But you telling me I'm at A?
I'm at A getting hazed.
Too, bro. I wish Johnny was on this show. Say, bro, but I ain't gonna lie to you though. It ain't gotta be a poo school, dog. I mean, just a poo dude trying to haze me. I'll be like, dog, you need to be some fucking well practicing around. Like, you're not even good.
And you know,
Like, I can't believe you trying to. Like, you sad. I'll smoke the shit out you. You sad.
that's what I'm saying. People go to Mississippi Valley.
Joe,
So
and
Mac,
brag
then
about
Mac,
that.
and y'all
every
culture,
year.
those sad niggas who got hazed the year before you came was tweaking the haze
Yeah,
now.
we used to
That's all.
Smash
Let
Valley
me tell
every
They
you.
was tweaking the
And that's
haze.
all it's about. It's about I'm gonna get hit because I won't hit somebody else. That's all it's about.
Yeah.
That's all it's
Nah,
about.
I'm telling people,
that wasn't what it. That wasn't for us. For us at the Cape. For us at the Cape.
Right.
For us at.
Crazy that is.
Quincy, what Quincy said. Imagine being hazed the March as
Imagine
Wait,
being
no. Rock, Lil Rock. What you just said, the Rock?
Imagine being here because I want to play trumpet at Jackson. Like,
Imagine playing trombone at Southern. Boy, they don't hear you, boy. You a background piece of a band, boy. Don't play with us. You play trombone at Southern. You get looked down
Okay,
upon.
Are you serious?
Ain't no trombone players think that y'all like that. You better go ahead, little boy. You
Mike,
ain't got me
stop
upset in here.
Stop it. You finished?
Y'all done got upset in here.
You done, Mike?
Yeah, you know we got to and not to, boy. You
finished?
sleep out here. SOP.
Stop it. Y'all are paper.
You can't
Stop
hang
it.
your brother.
Stop it.
You can't
Stop
hang.
it.
Y'all already. Y'all. When the last time y'all peaked?
You know
When the
that.
last time
Stop
y'all
it.
ever? When the last time y'all ever stepped up that's like that? Y'all was having sectionals in the stands, man.
Y'all all 4 of my years. What are you talking
Bro, y'all was having sectionals in the stands in 2018.
We were not.
That's a fact. It's on the video. Y'all was teaching parts. Y'all was teaching parts. Y'all was teaching parts. Y'all was teaching parts. Y'all don't know y'all music.
Wait, what? Wait. Y'all was having sectionals in the stands in 2008.
Let Rock talk.
Man, we don't need to hear him talk.
We gotta let
trombone for
you said your piece. Let Rock talk.
We were looking at Tay. Tay was calling up, then and Taylor kept calling us. So we like, sit down, y'all get up, y'all sit down. So we like, damn, okay, so what we gonna do? And then, but that was that 1 year. Now,
so y'all wasn't playing no music. So y'all wasn't like this, Y'all wasn't like this over there.
That's what I said. We was bouncing the whole time, just trying to understand what are we playing or we not.
Oh boy, you out of here! I would rather get hit by a bus right now than to play trombone for Southern. You couldn't play. Well, you crazy. Then let me tell you. Then you see, this is the bad part. They gonna sell their soul just like the Hayes, and they gonna sell their soul for no money. For no money, how you gonna be in a pool trombone section? Never learn
trombone section. Like who has ever said
don't get no band scholarship?
Section is pool besides Jack.
Don't get no band scholarship. How do you do something like that? That's garbage. And you should be ashamed of yourself.
The trombone section is pool.
You should be ashamed of yourself. Y'all don't even background
on. I want you to answer that. You keep
saying background on it.
Who has ever said?
Oh, okay. I'm about to answer this. Who think y'all cool besides people that go to Southern? Fact.
Everybody else, the whole band world. The whole band world. We have way better style than y'all. We definitely fuller than y'all.
Crazy.
Come on now. Y'all chop everything up. Come on now. Y'all can't be the best trombone.
We chop everything up. We the kings of stagger breathing.
Fight back, Rock. Fight back.
We the kings of stagger breathing. We don't let no
Burger, get out of this. Let the men talk. Wait, what?
You out your mind.
No.
Y'all, as soon as the downbeat folk come, y'all. What is that? What you hold over the measure? Connect. You play trombone. You the glue in the band.
You don't need to stagger breathe everything. If it's not in the actual song, you don't need to stagger breathe.
Y'all should be ashamed of yourself.
You know there's
different styles, right? You got one half over here playing something, and you got another half over here sliding through it while the other side playing staccato. That's just terrible. I would never listen. I would recommend a lot of bands to a lot of people. I would never recommend a trombone player to go to Southern. Never. Never. Right. Y'all have no doing y'all dog. My brother went there for a band camp and he had a staph infection.
Jackson State lines, but I hear you.
My brother went there for a summer band camp and he had a staph infection. We don't do stuff. That's on my big brother.
Hold on.
Y'all school is the project. You go to Southern University. You went to Southern University. You're proud of going to Southern University. You're proud of going to Southern University. It's the worst thing a child can do. It's the worst thing a child can do. Get him out of here.
y'all have to have grounds crew marching with y'all every game to make sure that we don't come and
get him out of here. Get him out of
here.
Come
on now.
It's over. It's over. It's over.
Y'all should be more worried about Tennessee State than y'all do.
It's over. Y'all know the automatic L. Tennessee State got better trombones than y'all. I bet nobody confuse us with Tennessee State. I bet nobody confuse us with Tennessee State. Tennessee State got better trombones than y'all.
No, they don't.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
No, they don't.
That's a fact.
No, they don't.
Tennessee State is smoke, y'all. That's a fact.
No, they wouldn't.
I bet nobody confuse us like
that.
that.
Schedule again, no cap.
Come on now.
They would not smoke us at all.
You worry about Alabama A&M at Purview. Handle them people.
No, that was y'all need to
handle State.
Y'all clearly are not the SOP of old.
Handle.
So
what happened was we was the best. We was the best. And then when you got there, we wasn't the best. And then when you leave,
no.
So it's just you that make the difference. Fuck it out of here.
When did I ever say that though? When did I ever say that?
The Jackson State Trombone Academy. You better get it right.
Jackson State Trombone wasn't really known like that till about 07.
What?
And the tubas wasn't known till about 16. Come on now.
Well, I'll be damn. Let me say this, right? Hey, let me say this. An argument.
You don't see the side. I be trying to be cool on this show, but when somebody says something as blasphemous as Southern Trombones is on our level, like what are you talking about? Listen, this is what I want you to explain. Every time you hear Jackson State Band, you hear Jackson State Trombones. When you hear Southern Band, you have to be like, I wonder what their trombones playing. You gotta be like, I wonder what their trombones playing. We don't do that. We don't do that.
Nobody's ever wondered what Southern Trombones are playing. They know exactly from the first note what it is they were playing.
All right.
But come on, right?
All right.
Y'all should be way. Y'all should be dominating. But y'all have nothing to.
When you get off tonight, we gotta get in the lab. I'm gonna get you up to speed.
You're not savage enough. You know what? This ain't no shade, Mike. If somebody was on my ass like that, I'd have been saying, "Bitch, fuck you." That would have been happened long time ago. Bitch, fuck you. Your daddy right there, though, so you shouldn't say it. But
I'd have been saying, "You mo." When I'm losing the argument.
Oh, absolutely. I don't care if I'm never gonna meet your mama. I'd have been like, we jumping your mama when we see her. We jumping your mama.
Love the boom. Love the boom.
I don't even know what we was talking about. What the hell?
Turned into the new Jerry Groves.
He really did.
Right, that's turned into the new Jerry Groves.
Yo, lucky we didn't get into that topic that we were supposed to get into because it'd have been worse for Rock.
What topic?
Don't worry about it.
Hey, listen, let me say this.
I should have been got snuck 18 comments ago. When I realized I'm losing the argument, it's time to roll.
Wow.
You said wow.
Well, on that note, we're gonna go ahead and shut it down. What just happened? I'm confused. I don't know.
I don't even know how I got there.
This is the era. This is the new Jared versus Jared era. And
first of all, let me tell you.
No. Hey, Jared versus Jared is savage on both sides.
I can stand on 10 toes because I've been waiting for a platform to say this too. When Jared Powell was going back and forth in that group with me, why he got in his feelings when I was hitting him punches? And he's smiling because he knows his facts. I don't play like that. You feel what I'm saying? Don't get in your feelings and talk about what you want to do outside when we talking about band. I get it over with this band stuff. Don't get in your feelings. Tell him and send this message to him. I'm serious about this stuff. You hear me? We could talk band all day, but don't. You hear me? My partner named Bird.
Well, this just went. What the hell?
I'm embarrassed, y'all. I did not teach Mike. I didn't raise Mike like this, y'all. I did not raise him like this, y'all. He did not get none of this from me. He has his own complete ignorance on his own. This has nothing to do with me.
Say, Dolan, so don't play with me like that. Talk about I should have went to the 4. Don't play with me like that, son.
You gotta get some more set, but you can't say it's because he went to the hog though, because boy, your daddy ain't shit, and he went to that same school.
Hey, that's not true. Both of these dudes will smoke me on the horn. So I ain't the bad influence. I'm the third best trombone player on the shoe.
This really went okay. Well, my closing words is I don't know what happened. That's it. I don't know. It was a
It's
positive
literally
show. We
started.
had college band directors
Chrissy
on,
tried
and
to talk some noise because it's Southern J State week, so he tried to talk some noise.
We cannot let Jackson
Wait,
State
I
take
forgot.
over.
How did I forget? Hold on.
He
2
said,
more
"Wait,
minutes. In this 7 week, we going Jackson State by 28. Jackson State by 28.
28 nothing.
By 28. I don't
28
care
nothing.
if they score. So if their score is going to be 32-7. Jackson State by 28. Jackson
keep
State
all
by
the
28.
same energy, Mike. When we see the
Well,
final score,
goddamn drum major be dropping the mace on the field. How you drum major? And this last year. How you
y'all
drum major
drum majors
dropping
be
the mace
tripping
on
over
the
each other,
field?
but I hear you. Y'all
What are
sitting there
you
competing
talking about?
with the J
Hey, let me
sets
see
on
what
eight
you
count.
do,
But
man.
I hear you.
I'm sorry. I'm not in the argument, but I do want to know what game are we referring to that the Maces dropped because I need to go review that.
I'll send it to you.
Okay, God bless you. God bless you. I'll be looking for it. I'll be looking for it. I'll be looking for that.
No, I don't want to bet. We're gonna win though.
Well, I really don't know what that wasn't scripted. I didn't even know that was gonna happen. Nah, that was not scripted.
Every week. Shit that. This shit is crazy.
Mike, you kind of hostile.
I'm in my house. That's why
it's just people from Southern are very, very biased.
People from Jackson are very biased. Y'all go get your own ears.
No.
And swear to God, Boom is doing something. Hell nah, this is the sonic pop gun of the South.
That's not even funny. That didn't even move.
It's not even supposed to be funny. It's the truth, my brother. It's the truth.
You lost already, Rob.
Y'all get shit. Y'all get shit on every year.
I told Rob you lost already, Rob.
You love the Boom. No,
I really, you lost already, Rob.
No.
You lost already, bro.
Bro, no.
I wasn't expecting it.
I don't like how y'all got my two good friends up here doing this with each other.
We do this.
I didn't want them to do it.
Both of them. And I hate
we do this.
We don't trombone beef. We do not trombone beef with each other.
Fussing.
You might not trombone beef. These brothers, they trombone sections hate each other up here. And they not being generic. They named been very specific things that happened. When he said they had sectionals in the stands, you could have tipped me over with a feather.
It's Southern.
I was like, what?
Who on here really want to hear this whole clip? Let's keep it a buck.
If you want to hear the whole clip, go listen to it for yourself.
Bro, okay, since they want to know about this Fortier loss, Fortier sounds like garbage. They've been sounding like garbage that whole video. It started to get a little bit better. Reed has some very good songs. They had some songs where they weren't too hot, but they had some very good songs, like the last song that we played. If that's what y'all want to hear, I'm pretty sure that it's going to continue that way. So let's just go ahead and see Reed on.
Capiche?
Say crazy uptown niggas from Fortier. I ain't got nothing to do with that. I'm just putting that out there.
The next time these brothers on, I'm gonna make sure we bring some of Fortier finest on, and I'm looking forward to it. But anyway, man, it's been an amazing show. I've had a blast. God bless you all, man. Hey, man, listen.
What's his name? Wait, pause. Who is Why You Hate Me?
Tongue Ring Chris.
Tongue Ring Chris. You know that's what they call you. Don't play with me. Tongue Ring Chris. What the fuck is a Tongue Ring Chris? You be like Megan Stallion. You know, man. Messy tongue. Stupid ass. Go ahead, boy.
Okay, now since y'all talking about them, let me say this. That because Chris is my era. At least he don't be wearing them nut hugging ass jeans y'all be wearing these days. He don't wear them nut huggers.
Your partner has a tongue ring in his mouth. A tongue ring.
He ain't got no tongue ring in his mouth, and he don't wear them nut hugging ass jeans.
He stuck his tongue out for somebody.
You youngsters is getting piercings everywhere. No, y'all, it's dudes out here with whole nipple piercings because that's how they living. And y'all wearing shit. Now listen, I'm not rock. Y'all wear shirts to accentuate the nipple piercings, and y'all show them off to y'all partners.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Let me tell you something. If my partner showed me his nipple ring piercing, like, ooh, child, look what I got. I'm punching him right in his fucking face. These days, that's a badge of honor. So don't tell me nothing
Wait,
about what this man got in his mouth.
Hold on.
No, he didn't. It's not. It don't matter what school he went
No,
to.
I'm asking
I'm
though.
defending my era.
You know, what school? you
Y'all
went
wear tight jeans and big ugly tennis.
Them
That's
niggas be
the
having
truth.
on tight jeans with Glocks in them.
Wait, but
Glocks
y'all-
way out shit.
Wait, it look like
How
this.
you got a Glock in them tight ass pants, boy?
Why are they pants so tight?
Rip me because
I don't get it.
I was wrong.
Wait, but
I'm
then-
so
but then
sorry,
y'all-
Mr.
but
Tongue
what-
Ring Chris.
but-
I'm so sorry.
in your era,
No.
I thought you was talking about me, bro. I was talking at the time.
Hold on, nigga,
Matt.
call my dog Mr. Tongue Ring Chris.
I'm sorry, bro.
Matt.
You can rip me. You can rip me. I'm sorry, bro.
Hold on,
I
Matt.
know-
When
I
your
thought you
era
was
Said
talking
some Mike on fire
in the-
tonight. We need to get him some water.
What you say? What you say, Lil Rock?
I'm saying, but when your era, like the read, nut to butt, and all that type of stuff, and y'all
Woo!
talking about
Let me explain this.
Wait,
Nut the butt come from Alabama. Let's be clear. I don't know why they did that. I when I saw it, I immediately said, "Now you want a moment of truth?" When I first saw it, and this the thing. This the thing that okay. Let me keep it a buck with you about this nut the butt. Is one of the dudes that was in the nut the butt sandwich? He is a prominent dude in the band world, and don't nobody even ever mention you was in there, dog. I know, dog. That's the thing. Like everybody always say nothing but like, don't nobody know who these dudes is.
But these
These dudes is from New Orleans,
I knew every last drum major from Reed that year.
You heard me?
bruh. That's what I'm saying.
But Matt, didn't
So-
you get peed on too or something like that? Isn't that why Reed name change?
I'm not in that. No, I'm not at liberty to speak on the P thing. But I'm not at liberty because I know too much, and I'm not allowed to speak on that. I've been sworn to secrecy. I can't speak on the P. You know what? I tell you what. I gotta go. Y'all have.
You know, lady got took too by saying, "Oh, dude, huh?" That's because that's where the whole thing came from. That's where the purple punk thing came from.
What? Whatever.
But okay,
I think you know what? Okay, this is getting dark. You guys, let's.
my phone don't
let's-
shit, so like, can we like?
It's been I appreciate y'all. It was fun.
Listen, this has really been a blessing to me. Now, wow, wow. These last 20 minutes have been ratchet. It has been a blessing the whole entire evening. Mike, Lil Rock Burger, y'all have an amazing week. Hey man, listen. Some point this week between now and Sunday, y'all do something kind for somebody. Do something to put a smile on somebody's face. We joke around a lot, man, but it's a lot of people going through a lot of shit right now, man. So just everybody, man, if you can, try to extend some act of kindness towards somebody, man. You never know what people are going through. And let me also say this. Sometimes the hardest people to be kind to are people that are assholes to us. So literally find somebody that's an asshole to you and do something kind for them. Because you never know what they're going through. All right? That's my closing words for the night. Burger, do you have anything, brother?
Free Hammer.
Hey man, it's been a great show. Love y'all to pieces. Everybody have a great weekend.
Stop playing.